Are we still in love?
It's difficult for me a lot.
TLC's 90 Day Fiancé and its many spin-off shows follow the lives of international couples who travel far and make big sacrifices to be together. But just because these couples go to great efforts for their relationships doesn't mean that their romances will work out. Often, the couple viewers see on 90 Day Fiancé are engaging and cute, but these 10 relationships were clearly disasters waiting to happen. Here are the 10 worst 90 Day Fiancé couples. By the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our engaging videos and use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now, let's get into it. Number 10, Danielle and Mohammed. Some couples start out strong and succumb to the pressure of the 90 days, but Danielle and Mohammed were mismatched from the start. Mohammed refused to show her affection, and Danielle lied to him about her finances, the stability of her job, and her criminal past with credit fraud. Though they did get married, Mohammed habitually disappeared without telling Danielle where he was going for days at a time. In a tell-all episode, he finally let loose, saying that he refused to have sex with her because of her hygiene problems. The couple divorced in 2017, and since then, Danielle has made multiple attempts to have him deported. Number 9, Paul and Karine. Paul Stale traveled to Brazil to ask Karine to marry him, and the visit was, well, chaotic. Paul was extremely uncomfortable in Brazil, and the two could only communicate via translator app. Paul was also intensely neurotic and prone to panic, often literally sprinting away from stressful situations. When Paul admitted to his criminal past that included arson charges, Karine surprisingly stayed with him, but the couple continued to bicker almost constantly. Having a baby and moving to the United States has not improved their relationship. Paul struggles to provide for them, and his own mother has refused to continue to provide financial support for him. Number 8, Ed and Rose. Ed met Rose online and was immediately smitten with the 23-year-old single mother. He spent thousands of dollars on shipping gifts to her family in the Philippines, but generosity isn't everything. Ed began their relationship with a white lie about his height, and if that was the only red flag, it might have worked out. Ed was jealous and distrustful due to her discomfort about discussing her romantic past. He pressured her into an STD test that he refused to take himself. He insulted her breath, giving her a gift of a toothbrush, and embarrassed her by asking her to shave her legs. When Ed admitted that he had purposely hidden from her that he did not want children and that he had planned to get a vasectomy, that was the final straw. Number 7, Nicole and Azan. Long-distance relationships are complicated and bound to have their ups and downs, but Nicole and Azan actually get along better long-distance than when they are together. Needing proof of their relationship to be approved for the K-1 visa, Nicole visited Morocco for 5 weeks, but the culture shock was too much. Nicole had not done her research on Moroccan culture, and she refused to understand their customs once she arrived. She insisted on physical affection and threw tantrums when Azan told her that it was against the law for them to kiss and touch in public. The couple is supposedly still together, but has yet to receive a K-1 visa. Number 6, Ricky and Melissa and Ximena. Ricky was head over heels for his younger girlfriend Melissa, and he flew to Brazil to meet her against the advice of his daughter. Things got off to a rough start when Melissa was hours late to their date. When she finally arrived, the night was awkward and ended with him being completely ghosted. Not one to give up, Ricky messaged a backup date that he had met on the apps, Ximena. She traveled to meet him, but he conveniently left out the fact that he was only in Brazil to meet another woman, not her. The couple split up by the time the tell-all episode aired. Number 5, Jorge and Anfisa. Audiences were in for a wild ride when they were introduced to the ticking time bomb that was Jorge and Anfisa. Their story began when a furious Anfisa hacked into Jorge's cell phone and canceled her plane ticket to visit him because he would not buy her a $10,000 purse, and things only went downhill from there. Anfisa consistently made it very clear that she was only with Jorge because he had bragged to her about being wealthy. She begged him for designer clothes and jewelry daily, keying his car and calling him stupid if he showed any hesitation in spending thousands of dollars. Jorge finally admitted that he had exaggerated his financial status, and he was in fact in debt. They have since divorced, while Jorge served a 2.5-year prison sentence on drug charges. Number 4, Eric and Leda. A new relationship takes time and energy, especially when the couple has spent very little time together in person. But once Leda arrived in the United States, she made it clear that she was to be the absolute priority in Eric's life. She was at constant odds with Eric's 19-year-old daughter, Tasha, and pressured Eric to force her to move out and make room for herself and her son. She even filed a restraining order against the teenager. Leda's entitlement didn't stop there. She learned that he was still paying child support for one of his children, and though he explained that he legally had to pay child support or he would lose custody, Leda was insistent that it was unacceptable. Number 3. Ashley and Jay. Love is complicated, and relationship issues can take time to understand. But with Jay and Ashley, the problem was obvious. He was a cheater. Ashley brought her 20-year-old boyfriend to the United States, and they married quietly in Las Vegas. The day after their wedding, Jay started messaging women on dating apps and even invited them into their home. Heartbroken, but having put too much into this relationship, Ashley decided to give him another chance, only to find out that he had sex with another woman in a friend's local barbershop bathroom. Ashley did give him a third chance after some time apart, and they are reportedly still working on the marriage. Number 2. Mark and Nikki. Age gap relationships are common in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, but it was far more than the age gap that caused problems between Mark and Nikki. The 58-year-old brought his 19-year-old girlfriend home from the Philippines, and it was an immediate disaster. Nikki was immediately uncomfortable that he still had framed photos of his Filipina ex-wife in his bedroom, and things only got weirder when he gifted her with the same car that he gave his ex, and then attempted to give her his 21-year-old daughter's hand-me-down clothes. Number 1. Colt and Larissa. Colt and Larissa had so many problems during their engagement on 90 Day Fiancé. Larissa feuded with Colt's cousin. She and Colt's mother, Debbie, argued constantly. And of course, there was the issue of Colt and Larissa not seeming to get along. The tension in their relationship started way back in their first episode when Colt didn't bring her flowers when he picked her up from the airport, and things only got worse from there. It's difficult to understand how Colt and Larissa got as far as they did in their relationship. The quiet software engineer enjoyed an uncomfortably close best friend relationship with his mother, and lived with her and their many cats when he brought Larissa to live with them in their Las Vegas home. Larissa butted heads constantly with Debbie, while pressuring Colt to spend more and more money on fancy clothes and plastic surgery. The couple fought frequently, and Larissa was arrested 3 separate times on domestic abuse charges. They are divorced, but Larissa is still involved with legal proceedings that may lead to deportation. Which among these couples are the worst of them all? Let us know in the comments section below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we can continue giving you the best content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.